Welcome to the story behind the image. Today I'm going to talk to you about how and why I captured the image, The Lover. In response to a comment made by Jamie on this channel, I thought I would share the story behind the image, The Lover. This image was created in May 2015 in Durham, in the UK, and with model Zara Watson and in Zara's own house. I had arranged to pay Zara a visit, as her house at the time was a converted old chapel and a beautiful location to shoot in. I had been sent several images before my trip north by Zara, so I had an idea of what to expect. As with all my shoots, I planned the images first. As with most locations though, they offer unexpected angles when you start to look around when you get there, and you can see the places with your own eyes. This angle was the stairwell to the master bedroom, and the stairs were right in the centre of the room, a beautiful room, but it gave access to look down from all four sides. It also offered great symmetry, and this is something I always look for in my work, so you can imagine this was very appealing. We had been working on various storylines throughout the shoot, and this one popped into my head during the day. The idea was an image based on being caught by your lover, with your lover, as many people often are in life. I instantly dismissed the obvious thought of it being a man and a woman, adding the extra intrigue of putting another woman into the shot. This would add the mystery of who actually was the lover. I often dismiss the first thoughts I have when planning an image, as I work on the principles that these might be the thoughts other people will have when they're planning their own work and images. Setting up the camera was tricky, as it meant it had to hang over the edge of the banister rail, and this is always a worry, as if it should fall, not only could it land on Zara, which would have been tragic, but cameras don't bounce down stairwells very well. I use an old Brembo tripod that used to belong to my father, but it's still very sturdy and has an arm on it, which allows me to actually extend it to a position that you can't always do with standard tripods, but it suited this situation perfectly. Attached to that is a Manfrotto heavy duty ball and socket head, which is also more than capable of supporting the camera, and this has a quick release bracket on it which I have tethered to another part of the stand. The camera I was using at the time was a Canon 1DX, and they're fairly heavy pieces of kit anyway. Lighting had to be added, as the stairwell was dark by photographic exposure measures, and as with all my lighting, I wanted it to look believable and as is, so to speak. I set up a speed light in the hallway outside the door at the bottom and bounced it off the wall, and this light didn't need a light modifier, as with the wall being white, it was aimed so to mimic the existing house light as it should be, and this gave me a nice natural look to the image. It was triggered remotely from a unit fitted to the camera's hot shoe, and this also allowed me to change the power and alter few settings without having to keep running up and down the stairs when Zara was in position. This would have been impractical. The remote triggers are obviously very useful and have come on a long way. Next came posing Zara. This was fun, as asking someone to look like they'd just fallen downstairs made for some great remarks being exchanged between us. Zara was the star as always, and pulled off perfectly the pose I was looking for. When you work with a model who is on the same hymn sheet as yourself, it's always easier, and Zara and I have worked together several times, and the shoots and ideas always flow and produce results for both of us. Next came the feet in the image, and you might be surprised how many people don't notice them until they're pointed out. Again, this is something I strive for in my work, and it's not always the obvious thing that tells the story in the image. The feet belong to Zara again, as it was always my intention to join the two images together in post, and this is why it's very important to get the camera angle fixed so that it makes the post-processing work a lot easier. The camera settings, if you might be interested, were 1 400th of a second at f3.2 and the ISO was 640. The lens fitted was the 17 to 35mm f2.8L from Canon. The image was then imported into Adobe Lightroom, normalised, exported to Photoshop for the images to be joined together, and then back to Lightroom for the black and white conversions, as I always do my black and white conversions in Lightroom. I will have started off with one of my own presets to give me a basic setting, and then tweaked it to suit the lighting and contrast levels, as these do change slightly from image to image, and most presets will need tweaking to suit your work. These presets are available on the website should you be interested. I hope you found this interesting, and I'll add more behind the image videos to this channel in the future. Take care and bye bye for now.